All right, hello, everybody. Welcome to another stream. Hello, Mark. Are you there? Ah, perfect. Even got the audio check there too. Is that Brian? Brian immediately hops in for this one. How's it going, Brian? Also, wait, hold on. I got a second instance of Brian showing up on chat. Another chat, very sus chat, if you will. Here, we'll go ahead and just move a couple of these here. Maybe I'll just go ahead and remove this one. Or, sorry for our existing technical difficulties. Just gotta make sure I know which one's which. No, actually, they're pretty much the same. So in that case, I will go ahead and get rid of this one. Alright, we're good to go. So I'll go ahead and start with the intro. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Justin.
Mark.
And you're watching and or listening to episode 439 of DangIT Prodcast. Welcome back, everybody. So aside from that little minor technical thing I got to deal with, Mark, how are you doing?
Doing good. I fell asleep last night.
Yeah, very normal stuff for the average, for the human person to do. Yeah, no, we had the reason that it was brought up is because we had the DangIT Game Awards last night, and we started around 8. And Mark's ahead by 3 hours, so his usual bedtime is kind of in the middle of this long conversation about our individual top 10s. So naturally our favorite boy just fell asleep during that.
I
But
clocked out somewhere around almost 1.
yeah, no, I think we went through to number 1, and that was perfect. And then you probably just conked out somewhere.
Oh no, I clocked. It was almost 1 o'clock when I clocked out.
Okay.
But we didn't get to the number 1 spot, so I was like, well, I've lasted as long as I needed
to. Oh my god.
Did you just assume from my complete silence that he passed out?
I had a feeling you went pretty silent for a while, so I was like, this is probably a good opportunity for anyone to knock out. That's fair. It's not like
Phil was describing his number 1. I'm just like,
oh, was it during that? I guess that makes sense. So yeah,
that's
no.
the last thing I remember.
Yeah, no, because TLDR, spoiler alerts, our number 1s for myself and Mark were Elden Ring, and for Phil it was God of War. A lot of that gets influenced by what games we were able to really get through, and for Phil, he didn't get through Elden Ring, but he got through God of War. So yeah, so we talked about ours first, and then I remember that he was talking about his, and I'm pretty sure at that point you knocked out.
Yep, at that point I was out.
Yeah, I don't need to be around. Sorry, Brian's just dropping some news about getting a free ticket to a party with Beyonce being held at LA tomorrow.
Queen bee.
Brian, I don't know what kind of wizardry you got to get your hands on that, but I won't ask for your sake. But congratulations. That sounds... Oh my god, I saw this crazy video about well, not really a crazy video. It's the fact that he was signing vinyls, and he immediately pointed one of them out being fake.
Bruh.
And I was like, whoa. And the person who had it didn't really respond. They just retracted and walked away. I was like, whoa. Yeah, he knew.
They said, all right, fair enough. I'll see myself out.
And so someone said in the comments, considering that this guy actually stabbed someone once before, that was probably the best outcome that could have happened. It was like, whoa.
Jeez.
Yeah, congratulations, Brian. But yeah, no, it was nice to really talk about our top 10s and really reflect on the previous games. Kirby was great. It was one of those early games for sure, alongside Elden Ring, but that was such a joy. I kind of wish I could, I mean I can, go back into the game and just kind of go through the post-game stuff. I think I'm the same way with...
I was just trying to remember everything I played while also being sleepy.
This is true. We talked about having a DangIT Game Awards once before, but it was to be fair, it wasn't really something that we would consistently remind everybody about. It was
We never really set a date.
No, we did. We totally did set a date. But
Yeah.
it was. Do we need to bring up the receipts? I'll bring up the receipts. It's gonna take a while to scroll through it, but I'll bring up the receipts.
I'll take your word for it. I just don't remember.
Okay. Because Phil initiated like earlier like this month, if not like last month. And we were trying to schedule a date for that one because we were talking about how like New Year's Eve was pretty much what was going to work with, and I was talking about how like, oh well, I'm available on these days, but like on like that particular week I'm not going to be available. So we established that the 16th was going to be the day, around the usual hours. We were still kind of playing that out a little bit. Yeah, no, this is probably like, yeah, it was probably like the end of like November, if not like the earliest of December, that we were starting to talk about and like plan it out. But like we did just only put the date just once, and there was no reminders of that.
Oh, I could have said the Mass Effect Legendary Collection.
Oh, you're saying it now. Honorable mentions. Where would you
And a
place
Gundam
it?
Evolution as well.
Ah, where would you place those? Honorable or just like actually in a ranking?
I'll put them in honorable mentions.
Hmm. Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot. Like I talked about how I wanted to play through like Xenoblade. I wanted to play through Bayonetta, but I mean I don't have to, because they pretty much recommend that games these days you should play, you know, whatever's out. But I also kind of like going through the older games too, and just seeing how they all evolved and see the little stories here and there. But yeah, no, unfortunately Steffi wasn't able to make it, but she did tell us like in her in Messenger like what her alternatives would have been. So yeah, that was nice. Looking forward to next year as well. But kind of going back to what we're currently doing this past week, got point over to you, Mark. Is there any big things that kind of showed up like this past week that you wanted to like highlight?
Uh,
Any events?
any event? No events per se, other than currently Jump Fest is going on right now.
Currently?
Yeah, Jump Fest, like not it's not going at the moment,
Oh, okay.
but it's like it's at night.
Oh, like
It's
tonight.
it's at
Oh,
night.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually really cool. Isn't this Jump Festa the first time it's being like broadcast like worldwide? Internationally. It's pretty sick. I saw some stuff about My Hero. That's probably the thing I'd probably look forward to. But
They
yeah,
didn't have much to say.
but yeah, no. If it was like way too late at night, then probably not.
Horikoshi had a little bit to say.
Ah, okay.
The little bit that he had to say was, yeah, you know how I said it was gonna take a year? Yeah, that might not exactly be the case.
Okay. So it's gonna be like, all right. Well, I would have. Best thing I would have ever hoped for was there to be like an electric boogaloo. Confirmed.
But I think what he said was like, you know how I said ending the manga might take a year? It would take a year. That was the estimated time. Yeah,
It's
I might
like,
have been capping on that.
so it's gonna take a little bit sooner. Well, is it gonna be sooner or later?
I'm pretty sure what he meant was, yeah, that's not going to be enough time. That's going to be
Wow. Okay.
He's going to need more time.
Oh, I mean, hey, I mean, like that just kind of keeps My Hero like up in the space as far as just like it's well, just simply just existing and being part of like a continuous like timeline, and you know people just kind of embracing it, especially since I don't know if we want to like segue into this immediately, but the whole Fortnite collab was just recent, like today, if not yesterday.
Oh yeah, that did happen, didn't it?
But yeah, before we jump into that, was there anything else like very interesting that popped up for Jump Fest so far?
There was the news for the news for the Black Clover movie, which I found very
Oh,
interesting.
okay.
Which I don't know how much you've kept up with Black Clover.
Pretty much exactly where you left me, which is not so much.
Which is where?
Good question. Well, unfortunately, I see like things here and there. So I have not really a good idea of like what the whole story has like progressed to, but just seeing certain characters, seeing some like abilities. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. So I'm all over the place. I'm not up to date though.
Well, with the movie, with the movie, they revealed a few things about it,
Hmm.
such as saying, well, okay, so the four villains of this movie that you would see on the poster.
Okay.
Here, let me run that to you real quick. Yes, here we are. Let's see, Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King. All right, hold on. Let me just drop this in the chat real quick. Yeah,
I'm
you can see that right there.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Cloud. Oh, I see him. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the four characters at the very top, those would all happen to be previous Wizard Kings, and they are going to be the enemies of this movie.
Oh no. Oh no.
Which I was like, that's fucking crazy to think about. Four Wizard Kings,
That's just unfortunate, Asta. I'm sorry.
and the voice actors presenting it did say they said a note from the creator saying that the creator did think about putting this in the manga, but he had decided not to.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be one of those things about like a possible canon that's like separate from like the main line.
I suppose so. I just know that that's what he mentioned. He just said like, so I thought about putting this in, but at the end of the day, I just said, ah, maybe not.
Hmm. Well, I guess this movie will give you an opportunity to even just see it, but otherwise it may not connect the way you'd want it to.
Yeah, I think it is. It's still going to be a good movie. I think it
Yeah.
looks like. I mean, from the little bit of a trailer that we got, it did look really cool.
Hmm.
And then we got a little bit from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, okay.
That will be get. They showed off season two.
Hmm.
They showed off some of the character designs for season two, including one of my friend's favorite characters, and I can't blame them because the man's an absolute beast.
Huh. All right.
Yeah, you remember some of the characters from
Z-
from
Zero.
Jujutsu Kaisen, right? Nope, not from Zero. He ain't from
Hmm.
Zero.
Okay. Then somewhere like later. Um.
You remember
Hmm.
what's his name? Was it Megumi?
Megumi? Oh. Are we talking about like our main dude Megumi, or like someone who carries that name, Megumi?
You know, guy Jujutsu Kaisen conjures up spirits.
Oh, it's the same guy. Okay.
Yeah, Megumi. Well, they showed off the character design for his father.
Oh, this is some later stuff, or is
It's
it actually
in
part of the
the
season two?
it's gonna be a part of season two.
Okay.
And I know about his father. His father is an absolute fucking monster.
Like in the good way, or like he's a terrible father type of way.
In the you would have to be a damn fool to fuck with that man kind of way.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
In this, and he's I can show you the art they showed.
Okay.
This
Don't
was the design that they showed off.
don't mind us audio listeners. Oh, I mean, obviously, I can see that resemblance.
Yep, that is Toji Fushiguro.
Hmm.
Funny thing about Toshi,
Hmm.
he doesn't have any cursed energy.
Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those. Okay. You know,
No cursed energy.
I'm still kind of wrapping my brain around like their like power scaling, curse energy and whatnot. Like I know it's like curse energy is kind of like the chakra, like in their world, but it's like the way it's kind of feels a little bit more abstract, and a lot more outreaching, if that makes any sense. Like a better words, it's just like more far-reaching as to like what you can do with it, and it's very interesting. I just want to see a little bit more of that.
Just to really pump you up a little bit for this man. He's one of the few people that's actually managed to land a hit on Gojo.
Oh no! Oh, that's interesting. I can't even.
You know that
I can't even
that takes a
fathom that.
lot.
Well, with Gojo, like, especially for the anime, like, only people, I'm kind of a majority like that. We have not even seen like what it will take to like hit Gojo at all. So, I mean, that's
It
interesting.
seems almost impossible thinking about it.
It's like, well, I don't think it's like impossible. It's just like it's hard to even fathom because there's very little of like what I've seen with my special eyes. Look, look with your special eyes. I haven't seen a lot for Gojo that shows any limitations. And you just told me this guy has no curse energy whatsoever, and he landed a hit. Like a seemingly regular ass dude.
He's got something.
He's got a gun.
Cursed energy.
What? No, I don't. All right, I'll leave it at that because I know you love to tease it, but I'm not going to get anything out of that.
Like that's all I'm saying. You'll see what he has.
Alrighty.
Like why he's this strong.
Okay.
And we got to. I didn't see any of the stuff with Prince of Tennis 2, but I do know that it's getting in. I do think that they are continuing the anime.
That's so crazy. Like I mean, I dropped off of Prince of Tennis since they did the Nationals. The pretty much fighting like the quote unquote demigod Yukimura.
He's the dribble god.
But now, like, I know that they had like them fighting against high schoolers, and that's apparently like another like tier. And I think I've seen a little bit of that.
They say sometimes the younger generation does have some talent.
I mean, that's a given, that's for sure. But for those who don't know, Prince of Tennis is kind of like focuses on like middle schoolers at the time. And they're going through like a bit like throughout the series, and I think you're at a point where like they are either getting close to graduating or they're kind of like within that realm, and now they're like skilled enough to go against like upperclassmen like from like a different like school. So that's kind of where I have the idea of where it's going. I didn't know it was continuing though. It was really cool.
I was surprised to see it on the list.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, we also got to see because they are going to be making a bunch of announcements for Jump Festa. Like we finally got an anime preview trailer that was actually like showing some animation for Kaiju number 8.
Oh yeah.
And it looks good.
Shout outs to Kaiju number 8. I kind of like fell off, but for what I read, it was super engaging.
Oh, it's really good right now. And of course, I think they're gonna show some stuff off for Undead Unluck and Sakamoto Days.
Okay.
And of course, I did look at the schedule, and I did see some announcements that I'm like, ooh, like, oh, they're gonna announce it here, I guess. Because I noticed that one of the things in the schedule was Ron Kaminohashi. I was like, oh. And to me that just says, oh well, they're saying Ron's getting an anime. For those not familiar with Ron Kaminohashi, it is made by Akira Amano, the same mangaka who made Hitman Reborn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this will be her second successful Shonen Jump title that I'm familiar with.
Nice. Look at their promotional like art for it, and I see Yugi / Atem.
Yugi. Oh yeah, there's supposed to be some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff there.
It's like interesting. Okay.
Yep. I think people are wondering if they're going to announce a new Master Rule, if they're going to announce something for Yu-Gi-Oh there. There's a lot of stuff that could be that could come out right now, like from Jump Festa. Like I can just imagine.
Yeah, big shout outs to Luffy kind of taking like the front stage on that promo.
Yeah, he's dead center.
It's kind of one of the.
There was also the Naruto news.
Oh yes. Or is it Naruto or is it just Boruto?
It's Boruto, but at the same time, it's mainly about they're going to be working on making the Sasuke novel,
Oh right, okay.
making that into an anime, and there was also things
Interesting.
saying they're gonna be doing a poll for the most popular shinobi, and whoever wins the poll will be getting a short manga.
Oh, let's give it up for Shikamaru.
I see a lot of people are saying Minato. People really want a Minato
Oh, you
backstory.
know, all right, I'll take that back. Minato deserves to have like some like just a bit of like manga like here and there. I'm just kind of
Like
curious.
some extra story.
Yeah, because like he's already like good like skill wise, but like what's he actually like though? What's he actually like? But
What
all
does he
right.
actually like? What can he do?
What do you mean by that? It's like
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
flying Raijin doggy style. What do you mean by that, Minato?
What do you mean by that?
Uh, it's a special move that I only show to you know what, dude, you don't even finish that. Save for the manga.
There for the manga.
But I'm actually looking at the schedule now. There is a day two like happening tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but their tomorrow is our tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because oh okay yeah. They just said like this is the give time is actually the Japan time. Okay, got you. Yeah, no, I am seeing a lot of this. Oh, there's IQ. Still going.
IQ.
I see Dr. Stone. What's going on?
It's probably going to be for season 3.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say like because that already finished, so nice.
Yeah, not all of its manga announcements. Some of its movies, some of its games, some of its the anime returning. Like, unfortunately, there is no Dragon Ball news.
Yeah. Well, was there something about like some like teaser stuff about like the next chapter? Not from here, but you know, just out in the universe.
Uh, yeah, there is. I mean, there's a ton of stuff about it out there right now.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, with like it's like wide gap in release times or like release chapters, it's kind of hard to kind of keep
Like,
track of it after a little bit.
we
But
we've got a ton of stuff out. Like, we pretty much got an entire summary of the chapter already.
oh, okay. According to Viz, it's coming out in like 3 days. The more
Yeah,
recent chapter.
which so it makes sense that it's like almost that the summary is already out, and we see in some of the images that I've seen, we see not Gohan, but Goten and Trunks doing their thing as superheroes. We see them
Oh
at school with
yeah,
their friends.
yeah. I remember that like making the rounds here and there. I'm gonna tell you right now, they look so ridiculous, but I love it.
It's like they're the Great Saiyaman X1 and the Great Saiyaman X2.
X2. I guess
Goten is 2, Trunks is 1.
I guess Gohan had to hang it up, and now they're just kind of taking the helms for now.
Yep, someone's got to do it. He's too busy at work.
Yeah, he's too busy not tending to his daughter. Now he's closed up and doing a lot of research. They go Super
You got to
Saiyan. I was like, get out of here, Gohan.
say it's like crap.
Gohan, go
I
touch
think,
grass. I swear to God.
but there was also I mean, I saw someone say this. I was like, oh come on, it was a different time. Because
Uh,
they said like they said
all right.
normal they said normal looking black people in
Oh,
Dragon
that's what we're
Ball.
talking about. Well, yeah. Well, it was a learning process. There was a character development, a whole arc, and yeah, you know, they're just represented better now. It's better now.
Like like what I said was they said because you know how Toriyama draws black people. I was like, it was a different time, no.
he just had to be caught up to speed. It's totally fine now. Everything's good.
I was like, I understand, like, I get it, but I'm like, it's a different time. I mean, Tori, like, I understand why people were upset because I get it. Like the way Tori, because I've been watching Dragon Ball for a long time, I get it. The way
Mhm.
Toriyama used to draw people of African descent, it was a little bit stereotypical.
Yeah. Just yeah, I totally understand it, but of course people are gonna talk about that.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. Like I would just say, please don't hold it against the man.
I thought you were going to really talk about why the hell Mai's going to school.
Oh, that I've seen that. I've seen that making its rounds too.
I was like, listen, that wouldn't be me. I'm just gonna let them do what they do with the character.
I've seen that. They said, "Get it." They said, "She 50. Get her ass out of here."
Yeah, yes, yes, she's actually much older.
I was like, hey,
Yeah, yeah.
hey. She's not 50 right now.
Biologically, yes, that's correct.
The wish made her younger.
Yeah, it's weird. I wouldn't have done that personally as far as like put those two together. But you know what? I'm not the creator here. I'm not the writer here. It's like they could have made it much worse. But they didn't.
It could have been far worse.
It would have been much worse. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
But I mean, like the thing that because I know people are saying that, but I'm like, I mean, but you guys didn't have a problem when she was Trunks's girlfriend in the future.
Well, like
I'm just saying.
yes, it's very on brand with you, Mark. But what I want to say,
Thank you.
The fact is that I haven't really even said anything about like those two's dynamic in past or present, or well, sorry, I guess present and future. I'm just saying,
Hey,
why is she in school? I was like, why is she in school?
She's with Pilaf, but maybe Trunks can fix her.
What? I can fix her.
That's what I'm thinking with Trunks. I was like, hey, maybe he could fix her.
I think there's nothing to really fix at this point. I think they're stuck in a relatively I mean, they're kind of stuck in their situation and they have to just make do with it. And it just kind of happened like that. Like, I guess for me personally, like the fact that they put a romance between the two, I was like, that's kind of weird. But whatever. And then in the future, they're like pretty close, and Mai's back to like her normal age, while like Trunks is at like his current future age. And I'm like, I can see this. It still doesn't erase the weirdness out of it, but like I can see it.
I mean, it's not that. I mean, in my opinion, I'm like, it's not that bad. I've seen far weirder.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I see it, I acknowledge it, and it is what it is. It's a work of fiction, so I don't have to really think about it too much.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't really like take away from my entertainment with the Dragon Ball series, so I'm totally fine with it.
Plus, in the future, they have such a nice relationship.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say about that.
I mean, hey, Mai's a good person now.
I think since they've like turned to little like children, they have no choice but to be good, and I think they've like turned out for the best as a result. All of them.
Well, they're not exactly good.
Like, no, they're good for now. They're behaving. That's the key word. They're behaving right now.
There you go.
They can't do anything. But I think what was that? Was that everything? We talked about Dragon Ball for a little bit, but right, because we were talking about the designs for Goten and Trunks this time around.
I do like that they've included their canon designs from the end of Z now.
That's good. I think it was a matter of time,
Yeah.
and they finally got that representation of them growing up.
Yeah, hold on, getting called for this. 1 second.
Okay, I will talk about nothing for the next couple minutes. I'll just stay relatively silent. Yeah, no. How about this? I want to talk real quick about like updates regarding like me and like my schedule and everything like that. Work is just fine. I've just been including a lot more hours into my time, and that's gonna be like that for like the next like month or so. Hopefully I'll have
Are you
some.
a workaholic again?
What's going on? Oh, well, yeah, no, remote stuff is still happening. I'm just working more hours. Um, Hopefully I'll get a good result to tell you guys like later on, say like in February or March. But for now, I'm just kind of doing more hours, and that's probably gonna affect the schedule of streaming. So that's pretty much it. Probably reduce it just so I can like maintain like editing consistency and everything like that. But you know, everything's relatively normal on that front. Still editing videos here and there. TikTok is growing, so I'm definitely still putting like attention towards that. And that's pretty much it on as far as like the channel stuff. I got a couple pickups here. I don't know actually. Yeah, I guess they came in this past week, so I haven't really shown them yet. So because I've been going, actually this was really interesting. I never expected to see this title like at a local GameStop, but this game Monster Crown, apparently it's kind of like it's an adaptation of like the old sprited like Pokemon games back in the day, but it's kind of like somewhat darker in a way. I guess it's something to deal with like light versus darkness. So that's kind of like where it gets a little bit more darker tones about it. It's rated T. So it's like, whoa.
Would you say it's all black and white?
I mean, I guess it depends on moral compass type of thing. I'm really curious about it though, so I do want to kind of try it out, and you know, we'll see how that plays out. This is a limited run game that I placed an order for individually. Part of it was like, part of me wanted to test out like how long does it really take to get like a limited run game, like just one single one, because I end up like ordering in bulks. This is Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap. It's for the PlayStation 5. They also have like a Switch physical title out there. But I just placed an order for this one just so I can secure a copy of it, because I missed out on I missed out one of them, one that is super expensive on the Switch nowadays. But yeah, so I picked this one up. I love the art style on this one as well. But these are the only two games that I got this time around. I'm trying to not go crazy. I remember, I guess that's a part of like who I am. It's like I get really passionate about certain things, and you'll see the results like literally like a day after, as far as like what like merchandise or like products and whatnot. I'll just have bulks of those like right there, and you're like, whoa, he's in it.
He's in. He's in.
I'm in. I pull up.
Okay, I pull up.
So I got those pickups going on. As far as the gaming side of things, I did talk about like Fortnite and My Hero popping up. I think, oh god, Mark, I think I might do it.
What are you gonna do?
I think I'm about to like get those like character skins.
Are you actually?
I might, but the problem is that like if I do that, I should definitely make the money's worth and play. If anything, zero build. I've seen that like go on, and like that's entertaining enough.
I won builds without building.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I won build matches without building.
Oh, that's funny. I guess if there's a lot more like ways to like take down like buildings, then fair enough. And protect yourself.
That's what counts.
Yeah, that's true. Well, currently, do you still have records of having the Kamehameha, but you just can't use it? Because that's one of those event things, right?
Yeah, it was one of the event things.
Like you can like once you earn it, you can use it throughout the duration of the event, but afterwards you probably can't.
Yeah, like it was I just beat a bot in Yu-Gi-Oh by having it run out of cards. That's hilarious. Second of all, I think I believe so. I think that's it. It's just as long as the event is going, that's how long you can use the item, but they can replace, but then again, maybe not, because I know for a fact that a lot of the Star Wars items are still in the game.
Ah, got you. Interesting. Oh my god. All Might with the lightsaber would be great.
Yep.
Bzzz.
I see now that you can just pick up an item and use smash.
That is funny. Yeah, like I think what I'd love to do is just like have a rocket do the smash. That'd be great.
Who did
Now,
they include? They included Izuku, All Might, Bakugo. Did they
Bakugo.
include Uraraka?
Yeah, she's the fourth one, so
I'm sure we'll get Todoroki and Aizawa in a future one.
possibly if they want to continue doing more collab stuff. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Now you see a full crossover happening. Like, is this the new Jump collab game?
Is this a new Jump Force?
Where's Luffy? That 100,
Yeah.
like 100%, they're showing up just later. So wild. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. I just have to like make some time to actually like play it. I end up getting like caught up with so many things that like the only time I'm actually gaming is actually like when I'm streaming it. Which I guess is fine. I guess that's fine too. But, you know, that means I can't really like touch up on other things in the library unless they're like part of the stream. But we'll see. We'll see if we can make that work somehow. In regards to I guess I'm kind of going back into like shows and whatnot. Not really talking about Sonic Prime. I haven't watched that yet, but I definitely want to. There's a lot of like clips like popping up as far as like what's going on with the characters there. It's gonna be really interesting. Definitely some talks just on Twitter about like how they're approaching that. But I know that the recent Spider-Verse trailer dropped this past week too. As you could probably expect, it's really good. I like how they're hinting things here and there. It's now more about like Miles's like relationship with his mom this time around, or at least that's what it's kind of coming off as. And it's about Miles growing up more and more, and how like his mom is seeing that a little bit and is being reminded of the fact that like her little boy is now growing up. And in the trailer, she asks Miles to look after that little boy of hers as it goes around. And the other half of the whole trailer is him being like mobbed by other Spider-Men from across the Spider-Verse.
It's him being mobbed by other Spider-Men.
Yeah, I was like, no, they're not getting up. Look how much Miles is loved. Everyone's out there trying to hug him. Some real tough love.
Only the toughest of love.
I'm so curious to see like the reoccurring Spider-Man that we've seen already. Seen Gwen, Peter B. Parker. They showed like Peter's kid. I was like, huh? Whoa. So I wonder how things are gonna shake out because if Anaya's theory is true, then Miles is like some kind of target, some kind of threat to like all the Spider-Men for some reason. And that's why he's being targeted for him. So
because he's the one. It's because he's the one dark one, isn't it?
Bruh. No. So there's some bad stuff showing up on TikTok about well, not all of it, but like
it just felt like it was the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, it was the low-hanging fruit joke. Where it's like, there's always gonna be one Spider-Man. I was like, oh no. Please don't let it be like that.
I was like, that just sounds like everyone was like, oh, of course they're going after this Spider-Man. I was like,
that's messed up. No.
I was like, I don't think that's what it is. Calm down.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not gonna be like that. But I'm looking forward to it. The big bit of news that came up this past week was more stuff about the Pokemon anime. Actually, it's about Ash. Ash is getting like one final season, just like, but it's like a very short 11 episodes type of season, not like your like 100+ episode season of like him going to different like regions and whatnot. It's just a closing epilogue of Ash, now a champion, just doing whatever he needs to do in order to, I guess, fulfill like his needs and wants and our needs and wants as he tries to become the Pokemon master that he's always set out to be. And with him leaving around April, I believe, of 2023, we get a new Pokemon anime with a new pair of characters, and people are speculating quite a bit. I'm still just trying to like process all that, because it really is the end of an era. As far as just, I mean, Pokemon's still going, but like as far as those characters, it's tough to see them
It
just
just feels
go.
so. It feels so surreal.
It does, because I guess like you get so like nostalgic and you get so attached to things that have like shown up in your life, and like Pokemon is one of those shows where like I haven't really kept up with like journeys. I haven't watched all of Sun and Moon and everything like that. I'm pretty sure I'm missing parts of like even like Unova's like adventures, but I don't know, like even with not really paying attention, it's almost like, I wouldn't say it's like a death like in your life, because it's not quite like that, but it is one of those things where like you know this person and you know them for a while, and then they're gone, and it's like, whoa. It's like right, it's not like a friend or a family member. It's just it just hits different.
It's just
And
pain.
yeah, it's just it's part of growing up, and we're seeing that like with our very eyes, and we're like, damn. Well,
I'm
it's
not
been,
ready to see. I'm not ready to see Ash and Butterfree reunite. I'm not ready for that.
oh god. But
My heart isn't ready.
mine isn't either, honestly. Like, if you've seen that episode of Ash like fighting against Leon, like that final bit of it where it all fades to white, Pikachu sees all the Pokemon that's been like on the journey. um Obviously I got emotional when I saw like Butterfree and Pidgeot show up in frame. I got like it hit the nail when I saw Larvitar. I was like
Oh,
that's not even Ash's Pokemon either. I was like, oh, that hurts.
pain.
Yeah. But I guess we have like one final season. I'm really curious as to what they want to do with that, but that's not gonna happen until like somewhere in January. But alrighty, I guess. Yeah, I just been thinking about that for a while, and granted, everyone's been talking about it over on Twitter, so that didn't really quite help. Now I'm just really thinking about it a lot.
You're like, well, now,
Well, what
now
will
I'm
I
just
do
feeling it.
now? I guess I'll
Now
watch
I'm
it.
just feeling it, Mr. Krebs.
I guess I'll just pick up a new anime to watch. I have been starting to watch Bocchi the Rock, the one that Gate would most likely like fall into. It's actually really funny. It's
And I
like,
mean, it makes sense that Digimon. Sorry to interrupt, but it
oh,
makes
go ahead.
sense because Ash is finally. This is finally happening with Ash. I mean, the same thing happened to the original Digidestin and Digimon. It's like they're all finally. It's just time.
Yeah,
As sad and as hard as it is, it's unfortunately it's just that time.
yeah. I say it's still a good thing that they even like showcase that, because like I'm trying to even conceive like there to be a very long running show that I've just watched for a long time, and like I go before it goes. I'm like, what do you mean?
What you mean? You die before it?
Yeah,
Before
like
it dies?
I kick the bucket before it kicks the bucket. I'm like, how am I gonna find out what the ending is?
I mean, it could be like that one kid who died, and but before he died, Oda actually told him the ending to One Piece.
That was sick though. That was true.
I wonder if Oda feels any pressure now to not fuck it up.
It's been a while, and honestly, there's so many people like just watching in anticipation for like the ending of One Piece. There's definitely a lot of pressure on there.
I mean, like, just think about it. You told a dying person the ending of One Piece, so I imagine there's some pressure.
Hmm. The worst case scenario is that he kind of deviates from the ending, just because of like how it's been like in production. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna end the same way. It's just a matter of when. I am shocked though that he actually had like the ending all the way there. Unless it's one of those things where like, well, I mean, at the end he does find the One Piece.
I mean, he's been planning the ending for years.
Hmm.
So I imagine like he probably knows what he wants to do.
Yeah, One Piece is one of the
It's a matter of
oldest.
getting there.
Yeah. Well, aside from the whole Conan detective show, uh, slash manga, yeah, One Piece is out there. It's like one of the oldest long running ones. Whereas the other shows before, it's like already passed the reins on. It's crazy to see it like still being around and still being very relevant and impactful as ever it was. I was so shocked when I saw like the Wano arc and it had like that like really clean art style and they just kept it consistent. I was like, that's crazy.
It's absolutely wild.
How are they gonna do that for like who knows how many other seasons? God, how much does this cost?
How much did all this cost?
Bro, how many sleepovers at the studio?
How much grind?
Grind. Ugh. And then they'll have the Fortnite collab. Oh my god.
I mean, we all know it's a likely one to have that.
Yeah, they're 100%. I think the characters are just like goofy and linking enough to be just the Fortnite skins.
True.
Although, watch out for the female like character costumes. You gotta watch out for that. People are gonna be absolute menace out there. Just whenever like Chun-Li like crouches, people are just like stop.
I mean, as the Chun-Li fan, I don't blame them.
So yeah, watch out. People are gonna be a menace online when it comes to posting any type of like thing showing like a possible One Piece Fortnite crossover. That includes Anaya.
with Robin.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm gonna fear like his reaction the moment that like Robin's gonna be one of the characters to be a skin in Fortnite. He's gonna post that same dog reaction image that you post here and there about the just like out the window.
Dog. I was thinking which one, the puppy with the eyes, or the dog at the window, because I love both.
Dog at the window. The dog at the window
is great. I love that picture so much.
It's such a vibe. Or such a mood.
Like, I use that so often whenever I go into servers. People are talking, I just put that in. I'm like, who?
Huh?
Like, what's going on?
Oh, I think that's think that's
like, I'll
all.
literally put that.
Okay.
I'll put that picture in. I'll put that picture, and then I'll say something.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that pizza? Is that pizza?
Pizza.
Oh, I guess what else is there to talk about? Oh, I guess as far as like shows and whatnot, I can always say like for the weekly like Spy Family episode, that was great. A lot of wholesome moments in this set of like events going on in the episode. I talked just a little bit earlier about like watching starting up Bocchi the Rock. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I can definitely see Gabe getting into it, but honestly, it's funny enough that I can recommend it to everybody. And
Gabe is always one for those moe like the moe shows.
Yeah, just the cute girls doing cute things.
Yeah, it's very Gabe.
Yeah, this one's no exception, but it's also like it hits that like funny bone and relatability. Like if you're like hugely introverted or just simply have like social like issues, you'll love this one for sure. It's also pretty kick-ass too as far as the music. So I mean, yeah, definitely recommend that now. No, I guess that's all I've been watching as far as like shows and whatnot. But actually, I should, really quick little like issue that I've had with Crunchyroll for a little bit. It's the fact that like I do have like watch lists, but for some reason it's not really like perfected in a way that it'll always show me the next new episode, because that's pretty much like where I know like I get to watch and continue like from where I left off. Because I'll see an older episode, I'm like, oh, I've already watched that before. And it'll still recommend me that, because I guess I place myself in a timeline within the episode like prior, so it looks like I didn't finish it. So they keep recommending me that episode. I'm like, I need to see the new one. I need to see the new one. Otherwise, I'll have to manually look.
This is where you left off on this episode.
It's true. They're just doing their job. They're just not really like, that's not what, they don't have the foresight to know exactly what I want to be doing.
They're doing their job. They're not doing it well, but they're doing their job.
They're doing the job. Maybe not for me. They're not calling the ambulance for me, but they're doing a service.
They're not calling the ambulance for you, but they are calling the ambulance.
Every single time we talk about that, I think about like that. Of course, that one audio bit where it's like, call an ambulance, but not for me. But I also think about the Ichigo thing. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5.
Yeah, 5.
I should get into Bleach too.
Yep, 1,000-Year Blood War arc's been so fucking good.
Damn. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I'll let y'all know. It's gonna be interesting next week. I think. Well, next week is actually New Year's Eve. If anyone's if like as far as the Dang crew, if no one's really like available for like New Year's Eve's like podcast, 100% understandable. I'll just let y'all know that like the 31st, New Year's Eve, or did I say New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve? Well, you know where they're placed. But for New Year's Eve, I'm gone. So
You're not going to be anywhere nearby on New Year's Eve?
I'm going to be hanging out with fam the entire week. From
Damn.
Like starting
regular New Year, or
like, well, it pretty much will wrap up on New Year's. Well, actually,
because my wife has told me there is such a thing as Vietnamese New Year.
Well, this is a little bit more of a new tradition that we are following. So,
oh, you guys trying to just do a family thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure if your wife is like referring to like Chinese New Year or something like that.
She said it's pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much the same thing.
Sometimes
Okay.
they just call it that.
Actually, you know what? I'm kind of looking at like the itinerary of things, because essentially we're pretty much covering like just the weekdays of that last week for like family to be on an outing. So actually I think we're good to go on New Year's Eve. So okay, you know what? Yeah, we're good. We can do a podcast then too.
Yeah, whose idea in the family was it to do more family things?
It was kind of a collective thing amongst like myself and my brother and our cousins. Because we tend to like, we usually just hang around like with our own like close group, like nuclear families. But this is
your immediate family.
Correct, yes. And then last year actually is when we decided to do like a whole like Thanksgiving type of like outing. And that's where I was like the last couple days over there. And we're pretty much carrying that tradition, but now for like post-Christmas stuff. So this might actually carry out to be like, this might be a tradition that we do yearly. So it's not really.
I love how it was just you and your cousins, not a damn thing from any of the parents.
Yeah, no, they're doing their own thing. I like. Yeah, because I think a lot of our families are kind of to themselves. That's
which
fine.
Is very from what I've noticed, that's fairly common with Asian parents. They usually just do their own thing.
And and there's always times to just hang out with like family outside of things.
Mm-hmm.
But to plan out like a full like fledged like vacation or something like that, that's definitely something interesting that I guess is not really common. But I'm glad that we have like a group of people who really keeps track of all this stuff right now. I'm looking at like soul listings, and just like last year, we're pretty much, a lot of the planning and like the payments are all handled like by us, not the parents.
I was surprised when you said family. I did think about you and your like immediate nuclear family, like your mom, your dad, your brother.
Yeah. I don't know if we would ever really want to do that. It makes much more sense though that we have other families jumping in on this one too, because like us as cousins have been like really close. But we haven't really been able to do something like this.
You've never really gone somewhere together.
Yeah. So it's definitely really nice to just have that, especially like as we're adults and we can actually afford to actually do this kind of stuff, to kind of like all work
We're
together.
gonna go do stuff.
We're out doing stuff. Yeah, it's nice.
You go to cons with them and shit like that, right?
Oh well, yeah, cons, but like, I guess as far as like that, it's just kind of like a cousins type of thing, not like a whole family type of thing.
Cousin,
Nico, my cousin.
want to go bowling?
Want to go bowling? I can't do it right now, Roman. I'm in a helicopter.
I can't do it right now, Roman. I'm in a helicopter.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, no, it's a fun thing for us to be able to do. That also like includes our whole family, so it's great.
It sounds like it'll be a nice wholesome time.
Considering last year was such a success. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess all in all, we're pretty much good for like podcasts like for the next 2 weeks. So
Okay.
yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Mark, is there anything you wanted to add before we call?
I think I pretty much said all I needed to say.
Alrighty then. Well, if we have any more news that pops up, we'll definitely include that into next episode's podcast. But for now, we'll go ahead and call it here. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in on this episode of DangIT Podcast. It's been episode 439. My name is Justin.
Mark.
And thanks for watching, everybody. #bye, everyone.